Welcome to Creeping Back In, 3 minutes of morning devotion related to the Sunday morning message at Sandy Ridge Baptist Church. Minute 1, a review of Sunday morning's message. We came from Isaiah chapter number 29, verses 1 through 8, and we read through Romans 11. First several verses there, which actually quotes Isaiah 29, talking about God giving to his rebellious people blind eyes and a spirit of stupor and deaf ears. We related to the fact that according to Romans 11 and verse 6 and 7, some of the Jews living in Paul's day were blinded and others were elect. It's not like some were blinded and some could see somehow because of good decisions, but rather that some were elect. Minute 2. In some sense, all people are blinded. In some sense, all people are blinded by God, or by Satan, rather than what appears to be Romans 11, where a portion of the Jews are elect and some are blinded by God. Again, quoting Isaiah 29:10 in Romans 11:8, it appears simple enough that it is God who does the blinding, in a sense. But in what way, according to 2 Corinthians chapter number 4, the God of this world has blinded the eyes of those who do not believe, lest they should see the light of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. So in some sense, all unbelievers are blind, and they're blind by Satan. What can be done about that in your life today? If you are a believer and you are clearly not blind, the light of God has shined in your hearts through the face of Jesus. Minute 3. Have you had a gospel conversation recently? Is God using you to lift the face of Christ in front of somebody? Yesterday, in our own property here, we're having an addition put on the home so that we can have long-term guests. We have a man in our church who is the contractor, and yesterday the plumbers came to put in the lines in the sand within the footer of our addition. I asked the young man who was waiting on his boss to arrive, found out his name was Travis. I said, "How is your spiritual health?" He didn't know that I was a pastor. He says, "Well, I think it's fine." I said, "How would you define good spiritual health?" He says, "Well," I said, "How about this? What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite truth?" He said, "Well, Jesus Christ." I said, "What do you mean about that?" You see, if we keep asking questions, we'll find that God has lifted the eyes of some who are blinded. Thanks for listening.